Hey, it's Mel Robbins here, and I want to talk to you. Yeah, you. The one who gave everything in a relationship that left you doubting your worth. The one who keeps replaying that last conversation with your avoidant ex. The one who's wondering, what did I do wrong? Let me stop you right there. It's not about what you did. It's about what you do next, because the truth is, you don't have to scream to be powerful. You don't have to chase, beg, explain, or overanalyze. You don't even have to respond. Some of the most powerful moves you'll ever make are silent. And those silent moves, they don't just rebuild you. They crush the ego of someone who thought they could walk away without consequences. Here are the 6 key silent moves that'll flip the script. Not for revenge, but for your redemption. Go ghost. Not for spite, but for peace. Because sometimes silence is the only language that protects your spirit. Because energy speaks louder than words. And some energies aren't worth translating. Because explanation isn't owed when your soul is under siege. Because clarity doesn't matter to those who benefit from your confusion. Because being understood by the wrong people is a trap disguised as connection. There is no honor in staying where you are breaking. Leaving quietly is sometimes the loudest boundary you can draw. Some goodbyes do not need permission, only courage. Your absence in the wrong room is self-love in its highest form. Doesn't beg to be noticed. It simply chooses distance. You don't always have to explain why you need air. Just breathe. You don't owe your healing to the hands that hurt you. They will call it ghosting. You will call it resurrection. The door you close without drama is still closed, and that is enough. Sometimes the strongest thing you can say is nothing. Your silence is not weakness. It is a declaration of worth. Disappearing from chaos is not cowardice. It's clarity. Peace is not passive. It is fiercely chosen. To vanish from what drains you is to return to what restores you. You don't need an audience to choose yourself. They will say you changed, but really, you just remembered who you were. Walking away without a scene is power most. Don't understand. Ghosting isn't cruelty when staying would have cost your sanity. You're not disappearing, you're reclaiming. Not everyone deserves front row seats to your growth. Not every connection is a contract. Some ties are meant to be severed, not explained. Some situations demand escape, not endurance. Sometimes you must vanish to be visible to yourself again. Sometimes you walk away to hear your own voice clearly. Ghosting doesn't mean you hate them. It means you finally love yourself. Some people only hear your silence, not your screams. Being unreachable is sometimes the most spiritual act. You're not rejecting them. You're returning to your alignment. Leaving without noise doesn't mean you lack emotion. It means you value peace over performance. You were not made to be available to those who deplete you. You don't owe your presence where your value isn't recognized. Some exits need no announcement, only intention. Your absence may disappoint them, but your presence was destroying you. Let them wonder. Healing is not meant to be understood by those who caused the wound. The most powerful version of you is the one who knows when to walk away. You are not abandoning. You are awakening. When you stop watering what is wilting you, you make room to bloom elsewhere. Silence is not a gap. It's a gateway. Detachment isn't cold. It's clarity in motion. Leaving doesn't make you heartless. It makes you whole. Let the ghost be a lesson, not a grudge. You are not a villain for protecting your peace. You are not selfish for refusing to bleed for someone who never bandaged you. Some exits aren't escapes. They're evolutions. Not everyone deserves a farewell. Some just deserve distance. You don't owe closure to what was never open to you. When your presence feels like a burden, let your absence be a blessing. Some silences are sacred. Some disappearances are divine timing in disguise. Not everyone who loses you is meant to find you again. Peace is not performative. It is personal. The best revenge is a life so silent and full that it echoes louder than your pain. No words, no warnings, just wings. You don't owe your light to those who only offered shadows. You are not a ghost. You are a guardian of your own energy. They won't understand your exit, but that's because they never understood your presence. Some connections end not with explosions, but with quiet evolution. The softest exits leave the deepest impact. Sometimes healing is found in what you walk away from, not what you fix. You're not disappearing. You're detaching from dysfunction. The quietest decisions often create the loudest peace. Go ghost when your spirit is being haunted by someone else's chaos. You are not meant to be consumed by the ungrateful. Walk away when staying is a form of self-betrayal. Love doesn't always mean staying. Sometimes it means letting go before you lose yourself. Go ghost to save your soul, not to hurt theirs. When your silence speaks volumes, don't waste breath on echoes. You do not have to destroy bridges. Just stop walking toward fires. Fires. You can love from afar and live even further. You owe no performance of pain, no parade of parting. Just go. For your sanity, for your softness, for your salvation. Let them miss what they never valued. Let them search the silence for the version of you they didn't protect. You're not cruel. You're clear. The loudest piece comes after the quietest goodbye. Go ghost. Not to vanish, but to return to yourself completely. Level up without making noise, because real growth doesn't need a spotlight. Let your silence become your strategy, and your results be the only proof. Move in shadows while they seek attention in the light. Every hour you work in silence plants seeds of undeniable success. Power isn't paraded, it's refined in solitude. Let them wonder how you're always 10 steps ahead. Never explain. Master your craft when no one is watching, and they'll never understand your dominance. The loudest in the room rarely last. The quiet ones become legends. Turn down the volume of your ego and dial up the intensity of your grind. Let discipline become your language, not empty words. The best revenge is never proving them wrong. It's becoming untouchable. Wake up with purpose, go to sleep with progress, tell no one. You don't owe the world your process. You owe yourself results. Let every move be so calculated that even silence becomes strategy. Outgrow the need for validation. Become your own standard. While they post about progress, build in silence and let them feel the difference. You weren't made to impress. You were made to impact. Let them sleep on you while you architect empires in silence. There is no applause in the grind, only echoes of your future dominance. Do the work that hurts now so your future self will thank your quiet sacrifice. Let your transformation be so loud it shakes them without a sound. No captions, no claps, just consistency forged in fire. Get addicted to improvement. So you don't need external motivation. Your silence is your power. Your focus is your weapon. While they chase approval, chase mastery. Evolve so quietly, they have to study your moves to understand your growth. Win so discreetly that envy has no clue where to aim. Rise so hard that even those who doubted you are forced to admire from afar. Be so good in the dark that light naturally finds you. There's no satisfaction in proving people wrong. Prove yourself right. Be the storm they never saw coming. If you have time to announce it, you're not grinding hard enough. Make yourself so undeniable that even silence screams your name. Let them notice the glow up without knowing the process. Move with such precision that even your smallest steps are seismic. The most dangerous person is the one too focused to seek recognition. Every day you improve quietly. You widen the gap they'll never close. Work like your future depends on it, because it does. Let every ignored effort stack into legacy. Don't argue. Elevate. Be so far ahead that competition becomes irrelevant. Your energy speaks louder than your posts ever could. Sharpen your mind so ruthlessly that weakness can't exist. Let every mistake fuel your silence, and every success speak volumes. Every sacrifice in silence earns you freedom and abundance. Let the scoreboard tell the story. Your job is to play the game harder. Be so focused on leveling up that you forget to even mention it. Your peace is found in progress, not performance. Let your absence from distractions be the reason for your presence and greatness. Never beg to be seen. Build so you can't be ignored. Hunger doesn't scream. It acts. Build so solid that when the world looks, you're already finished. Train yourself to be unshakable, not just impressive. Respect is built in quiet consistency, not loud announcements. Let them talk while you build the life they can't understand. What you do in private will one day define you in public. Be so committed that quitting never enters your vocabulary. Grind so deep in the silence that the noise of success startles even you. Build a life that doesn't require explaining. When you're on the right path, silence becomes sacred. Silence makes your rise more poetic, more powerful. Let them forget you, then shock them with who you've become. Leveling up isn't a trend. It's your new identity. Be so immersed in growth that there's no room for attention. Maturity is moving forward without needing approval. Your legacy is written in silence long before it's read in success. They won't understand your silence until your results become undeniable. Let every silent failure be the foundation for future glory. Talk is temporary. Transformation is forever. Make your silence so purposeful that even your absence teaches them something. Evolve until you intimidate your old self. Invest in yourself so heavily that no one else can afford to define you. Quiet confidence builds empires. Loud noise builds nothing. Level up with such intensity that noise becomes a distraction. Earn everything so quietly they think it happened overnight. Live like every second counts because it does. Let humility be your armor and consistency your sword. You don't have to announce change to become unrecognizable. The ones who move quietly usually move the furthest. Elevate in silence, so high they can't even reach to ask how. Silence the doubt by outgrowing it. When it gets hard, go harder. No one needs to know. Let discipline be your religion and growth your daily ritual. Silence the world with results they never saw coming. Your future doesn't care who claps. It only cares who works. Let your work ethic be so relentless that it silences every critic. Grind through the pain without performance. They won't see you coming because you never asked to be seen. Only fools flex in the beginning. Real kings arrive at the end. Keep leveling up until your silence becomes myth. They laughed because they didn't see the blueprint. Now they'll study your steps. Be so deeply invested in growth that noise feels childish. Create in shadows, dominate in the light. The world doesn't need to see your grind to feel your presence. Let them sleep while you build. Their wake-up call will be your success. Work so precisely that silence is your legacy signature. No more sharing dreams. Start showing realities. Be the one who didn't speak, but changed everything. Earn every inch with focus no applause could ever match. Be too busy becoming everything they said you couldn't. Stay silent, even when they come back, because your silence speaks the truth they once ignored. Let the echo of your absence haunt their every memory. They lost you when they chose not to listen the first time. Your voice isn't a gift they'll get twice. Some people only hear the lesson when the sound disappears. Do not offer closure to those who gave you confusion. When they return, let them meet the silence they handed you. Let your absence finish the sentence they walked away from. Your peace is not a playground for their indecision. If they couldn't value your presence, they don't deserve your return. Your silence is not weakness. It's a boundary fortified by pain. They didn't leave by accident, so don't welcome them by impulse. Don't answer knocks on doors they slam shut. Even a storm learns to calm without needing the sun back. Do not open your heart just because they remembered it was warm. Oisius, we're not a retreat for their regret. Silence protects what explanation never could. When they come back, let your stillness scream louder than your love ever did. They knew the way to you. They just chose another path. Healing is not an invitation for the wound to reopen. You don't owe softness to the ones who hardened you. Let them taste the distance they once demanded. You're not responsible for teaching them what loss feels like. Let the unanswered messages be your reply. They made your worth negotiable. Make your silence final. Final. Do not reopen chapters where you were written in pencil. Your silence is not petty. It's sacred self-preservation. When they search for you in the places they abandoned, stay gone. Don't explain what they already understood and ignored. Let them learn what it means to miss something permanent. The version of you they return for no longer exists. Growth is silent, and so is departure. They chose comfort in the moment over connection in the long run. Let your silence be the cost of their inconsistency. Do not be their escape from consequences. Closure isn't found in conversation. It's chosen in silence. They knew better. They just didn't do better. Even ghosts don't linger where they're not remembered. Let them wander through the ruins they built with neglect. You owe them nothing but the echo of who you used to be. They left. That was their loudest choice. Your comeback is in your calm, not your contact. Peace is louder than begging ever was. You are not lost. They were blind. They gambled with you like you were a temporary thrill. Now you are a lesson, not a second chance. Your absence is a mirror they must stare into. Silence is the revenge that doesn't rot your soul. Do not let their curiosity become your chaos. They will try to return with borrowed guilt and rewritten stories. Let them find closed doors and healed hearts. You are not unfinished business. You are a completed chapter. Do not translate your silence into softness. Let them wonder what you could have said, not hear it. What they didn't water, they don't get to harvest. You are not the same person who waited by the phone, by the phone. They burned bridges, thinking they'd never need to cross again. Let them drown in the silence they created. You're not ignoring them. You're honoring you. They only remember your value when they feel its absence. Don't mistake the return for remorse. Sometimes it's just boredom. Let them feel the distance they mocked. The silence after goodbye is your loudest truth. They took your kindness for endlessness. You are not their familiar shelter after storms they caused. Let them face the silence like a wall they can't climb. They left with certainty. Let them live with it. Some returns aren't signs, they're tests. Fail them. Let them talk to the silence they created. Don't make it easier for them to forget what they did. Your silence is your shield now. They thought time would soften you. It sharpened you. It sharpened you. Let them remember you in the spaces you once filled. Don't water roots that never held you steady. They come back when they remember how safe you were, not how they made you feel. Let them feel the regret without relief. They chose absence. Don't give them presents. Be the silence that never apologizes for healing. Some people miss you when it's fashionable, not when it's real. Don't let nostalgia undo your growth. You outgrew their version of love. Let your silence be your severance. They once ignored your words, now let them chase your quiet. Do not revisit pain just because it knocks politely. They want the memory, not the responsibility. Be still. Be silent. Be gone. The door they return to is no longer yours to open. You don't rebuild what was never real. They saw your worth as optional. Now, it's unavailable.